So as we get set for this theme of the class today, find a comfortable seat. Whatever that is, it could be in a chair, it could be on your mat, use cushions. I'm waiting to see Bella come traipsing through there any minute. Now that you guys are all making your way on the floor, huh? That's usually when she comes by. Okay, so there's this little book that I've shared with you guys, The Year of Living Your Yoga. I love this book. It's like every year I can read the same thing, and it's probably one of the best books for that, right? Use it over and over. But today, January 14th, the insight or the daily practice is, with what attitude do you challenge your body? And it says, in order to find balance between the need to challenge yourself and the need to nurture yourself, choose this mantra for daily living. When you practice asana today, I will move at the speed of my body and not my brain. I think that is so good for every day, because if you think about it, our mind is going very fast. And then we tend to favor that with our activity. We're jumping around from one thing to the next. And we don't want to take that same energy into our practice, because our bodies are very different a lot of times than our mind pace and cadence. And so that's how we become a little bit more nurturing in our practice, rather than abrupt and abrasive and aggressive sometimes. The other thing is, as we enter this new year, what would you like to put in? What kind of ingredients do you want to put in for this new year? So thinking about the qualities, the things that you don't want to bring into your life the new year, the stuff that wasn't serving you in the past year. What do you want to let go of and put awareness to? What do you want to feed, basically? What are we feeding? What ingredients are you bringing? And then I want to share with you the 3 ways to change your life in a positive way before we even jump into our bodies and into our practice. The 3 ways, the secrets. You guys want to hear the secrets? It's probably not as complicated as you think. So the first one is self-care. And I think this is a really important one, because we usually let our self-care go when we're either caring for others or doing for others, or we just plain get too busy, thinking that we're too busy to put that time in for yourself. But really, we can't afford not to. You can't afford not to put that time into the self-care. And it's simply, it could be just getting up a few minutes earlier to sit quietly, to ground, to do some breathing, to do some pranayama, maybe to go for a walk, or just to drink hot water. Just get up, drink hot water, brush your teeth, scrape your tongue. If that's all the time you have, that can have the power to ground you and to give you that self-care that you need for that time. Self-care changes, depending on what our needs are. And you don't have to put hours and hours in. So I just want to really emphasize that simplicity is kind of the theme. Just keep it simple. Sometimes that's just what we need, is just simple practices that are so profound, so powerful. And the second one, the second secret, is to practice positivity. It's being positive. And this sometimes could be challenging too, because we're inundated with a lot of negative energy and negative feedback when we look on, social media and all this stuff. We have a lot of stuff that's coming at us. So practicing that positive self-talk, and also noticing when you start to become negative in your thoughts, and then just immediately recognize that and bring in 3 positive things about that situation or that person. Oh my gosh, that is such a powerful thing to do. I do this too. I'm doing the same thing, you guys. I'm practicing the same thing. When I notice I'm negative about a person or a situation, if you just bring in 1 to 3 positive things about that, and it will immediately change your energy. And then the third one is what we already kind of touched on, is simplicity. Less is more. Less is more. Clean out your drawers, right? Give away some things you haven't used in the past 6 months to a year. Don't weigh yourself down. It tends to make us heavy. We feel heavy in our energy if we get too many things. Things are not what makes us happy. It's not our things. And that's it. Those are the 3 secrets. That doesn't seem too hard, right? So the first one, self-care. Second one is, basically you're learning from your pain. Practice positivity. It's okay. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is not. You don't need to suffer so much. But pain, we're all going to experience that. But learn from it. Really learn from it. It's here to teach us. It's to help us to evolve, to grow. Be gentle. And then the third, simplicity. Just simplify your life. Pick 1 thing a week. Pick 1 thing a day. 1 thing a month. Whatever is feasible for you to implement into your self-care routine. So with that, we're going to move our body. So let's come onto your back. Go ahead and relax down onto your back in Shavasana. Bring your blocks, bring your straps, all the things that you may need for your practice today. And this is going to be a moving prayer for your body. That's how I would like you to look at it. Spreading the medicine around your entire body. Did you guys know that 70% of the toxins are released through our breath? 70%. That's a lot. And having said that, it's not normal to breathe deep and slow with conscious awareness. It's not normal. We don't focus on that on a regular basis. So when we practice, that's when we bring more awareness to our breathing deep and slow. I remember sharing with you guys the 3 main things that you need to do for your overall health and well-being. And it's to move your breath, move your body, and move your bowels. If you think about it, we're moving our breath all the time. We're breathing. Of course you're breathing. But it's specifically moving your breath deep and slow. Taking the time to really focus on deepening that breath. Because we learn physiologically that there are receptors in the lower lobes of your lungs that are connected to the parasympathetic nervous system. How amazing is that our bodies are designed in such a way. When we breathe short and shallow, the receptors for the sympathetic nervous system, which does serve a purpose in our lives, absolutely need it, but not on a regular basis, right? We don't need to be living there. That's when we get lots of inflammation in the body chronically, and all kinds of health issues stems from living in that place. We only want to be there when we need it for our self-preservation, to save our life, to be able to get us out of situations that are dangerous. Unfortunately, our bodies have not evolved. They're still very primitive, right? Our nervous systems are very primitive. They don't know, they cannot recognize the difference between having a stressful conversation or having a stressful job and, running for our life as like a wild animal chasing us. Our bodies have not deciphered the difference. So we are living in this chronic state. So that's why these three things are so important. Moving the breath, but moving it deeply and consciously every day, taking the time to stop what you're doing and just focus on your breathing. So as you're lying here, let's just bring some awareness to how you're breathing. Don't even change it yet. Just notice how you're breathing right now. How do you feel on the level of the physical body right now, today? Don't judge it. That's really important. Just observe it. How are you feeling? And then how are you feeling on the level of the emotions? And it's okay if you're bringing a lot of heaviness to your practice today. This is the practice that helps you to nurture you, to shift that a little bit, even if it's just a little bit, so that you can feel better in your body, in your mind. And then how are you feeling on the level of the mind? Do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel calm? And whatever it is, just notice it, observe it. It's okay. It's all part of the whole spectrum that we go through in life. The one thing you can hang on to, though, is that it changes. Everything changes all the time. And that's good when you're not feeling so good, right? If you're not feeling so great, it's good to know that it's going to change. It's not going to stay this way. That's also true when things are really great, you know. That will also change. It's not going to stay that way. And I think that's where the practice in yoga, they talk a lot about the attachment, you know, to detach from all of those things, just to receive, just to be in whatever is, because it's going to change. Good, you guys. And then with this awareness, start to deepen your breath just to the place, the point where it's comfortable for you. Don't force it to be deeper than you're ready for. Your lungs need a little time to warm up too, so just give it that time, that space. And then if you're comfortable, let's take a breath in for 4 seconds. Just breathe in as deep as you can for 4 seconds. Hold the breath for 4 seconds. And then exhale for 4 through the nose. Hold it out for 4. And then repeat that. We're going to spend about a minute with this, what we call sama pranayama, balanced breathing. Your cadence stays the same. It's equal part inhale, equal part hold, equal part exhale, equal part hold it out. And then just continue to do that on your own for 1 minute. This has the ability, the power to settle down the mind, to create more balance in all of your systems. And if you feel comfortable to expand it to maybe 5 seconds, that's great. Or maybe you're even feeling more comfortable with 3 seconds. That's okay too. Just find your comfortable place of breath pattern. Just about 30 more seconds to establish this.
let's gather the knees into your chest. So it's kind of like a child's pose on your back. Draw the knees in and then just start to circle through the low back, the hips, maybe rocking side to side, just whatever feels good for you. And your whole focus today is to slow down and to stay connected to the sensations of the body and your breath. That's it. When your mind starts to hijack you, and it will if you let it, that's when you gently, with so much compassion and love for yourself, just come back to the sensations you're feeling right now and how it feels to breathe in and out the nose. There's a sensation when you breathe in, it's a coolness. And when you breathe out, there's a warmth. Let's take the right knee in only, interlace the fingers below the right knee, and then extend your left leg down onto the mat. And we're going to circle through the right ankle, but not fast, like you're just trying to hurry up and get it done, like we do in our daily lives with our to-do list, but nice and slow, like you're spending time listening to a very dear friend or a very wise teacher, which is your body, paying attention to what you're feeling in that ankle. And then let's circle the other way several times. Maybe get it to crack and make some noise. Good, and then let the ankle relax, and then we're gonna move into the right hip, just circling in that right hip, right thigh. Spreading the medicine around that right hip. The medicine being blood, circulation, lymph. And then circle the other way. Notice any sensitivity there, any soreness. Okay, nice. And then squeeze down into the right hip, and then I'm going to have you tuck your chin slightly so that you start to feel the back of your neck extend, getting a little bit longer. Relax your shoulders back and down. And just hold there. You're stimulating the ascending colon, creating a little bit of a tourniquet. Really good for digestion. And then take your right hand only to your right knee, in the front of the knee. Bring your thigh all the way over towards the right ribs, like you're going to place the thigh right next to the right ribs on the floor. And then reach your left arm out to the side. And then we're going to come up and over and do a twist. So take your left hand to your outer right knee, right thigh. Reach the right arm out to the side, keeping your right shoulder down. And just take a twist there. Good, and we're going to take those two movements and put them together. Inhale as you come up and take your right hand to your right knee and pull it all the way over to the right as you reach the left arm out to the left. And then as you exhale, up and over to your twist. Good, and just keep that going, synchronizing your breath. Inhale brings you all the way over to the right. Left arm reaches out to the left. And the exhale brings you all the way over to your left, into the twist. Keep that going a few times. We're just moving some stagnant blood so so that we feel better. We don't want stagnation. That's the true enemy to health. Right? That's why we gotta move. Good. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Good. And then come back to center. We're going to pull that knee down one more time. And then let's take your left foot to the floor and cross right ankle over left knee. Coming into this figure four. So I pretty much don't feel anything when I'm just hanging out here. So there's a couple things to apply so you create the desired stretch and opening. First thing is to flatten your low back. So it should feel like you're lifting your sit bones a little bit. The low back is nice and sealed to your mat. Keeping that, flex your right foot and then place the right hand on your right thigh and just gently push it away from your body. Now you have something, right? Now you feel something. Good. Give it a little time. Let's take a breath in through the nose and then let a nice humming sound, keeping your lips closed. Then from there you can interlace the fingers right between your legs, beyond the left thigh. Interlace behind your left thigh. And then you can take a little bit of a lateral motion here, side to side. But keep your right foot flexed. Keep it active. Try to keep your chin tucked slightly. Just moving side to side, breathing deeply. Good, and then stay in that figure four shape, but take your left foot to the mat. And then we're just gonna drop all the way over to the left so that your left knee, left thigh is on the floor and your right foot is right on the floor next to the knee. If you can, lift up your head and shoulders and reach for that right ankle. Hold on to it. And then reach that right arm out to the side, looking towards your right fingertips. Start to press your right knee away from your body so that you feel that waist, low back, iliac, hip area stretching, opening. Breathe. Very good. Now, you may have to look at me, but listen carefully. We're just going to bring that right knee towards your body. So let it come towards you. And then make your way into a fetal position. So now your knees are stacked. That left arm is stretched right out in front of you. Your knees are about a 90-degree angle from your hips. So you don't want to be too far away from you. You want to bring them in a little bit so it's more of an L shape. And then place the hands together. Lift up your head and shoulders a little bit, and then reach beyond your left fingertips. So let that right arm reach out so you get that protraction of that shoulder. And then on your inhale, you're going to allow your head to drop back. Reach the arm up towards the ceiling and all the way out to the right. Try to touch the floor and look towards the fingertips. And then as you exhale, you're going to reverse it. Reach up and all the way back together. Lift your head and reach beyond the fingertips as far forward as you can. And then we're going to repeat this. So the inhale is bringing you up with the arm and all the way out to the twist. And the exhale brings it all back together. So this feels so good. Moving the shoulders, go ahead and continue. Getting more movement in the shoulder blades. And also giving you a nice twist. So just moving. Closing the door and opening the door. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you close. Should feel good. Let's do one more round here. Maybe you can get into a deeper twist. Good, and then my favorite, you guys, we're gonna do sundial. So stay on your side, and then I want your right fingertips to stay connected to the floor. You're going to draw a line with those fingers all the way up above your head, and then all the way out, circle out to the twist. Continue to let that arm complete the circle towards your body. And then you're just gonna repeat. Get back onto your side, reach the fingertips out in front of you, draw that line above your head. It's like you're creating this circle of protection around your body. Let the arm come all the way around, complete the circle. So this is called sundial, and think about what a sundial does, a circular pattern. All the way up and around, and this is good for that shoulder lubrication, natural range of motion in that shoulder. Try to keep your arm as straight as you can, but you don't want, sharp pain, a little bit of discomfort maybe. Definitely might hear some noise in that shoulder. Let's do one more time. Good, and then after you're complete with that, you're gonna make your way onto your back. And pull those legs into your chest again, and then now frog circles. Circle the knees out and around and back together. Out and around and back together. And then reverse that 2 or 3 times. Good, and then take the soles of the feet together. Allow your knees to drop out to the side. This is called Supta Baddha Konasana. And I just want you to feel the difference from the right to the left side. Feel the energy, sensations pulsing. Maybe a little warmth. Good, and then draw the knees together and we'll go to the other side. So interlace your fingers below your left knee. Extend your right leg long onto your mat. And we're just starting with that left ankle. Circle nice and slow. Pay attention to what it has to say. Is it tighter than the other ankle? Is it looser? More flexible? Does it make more noise? Just pay attention. The big gift of yoga is that this ability to increase our awareness about what we're feeling in our own body. Connecting to its wisdom. Then relax the ankle and move into that hip, left hip, circling that medicine around, massaging, stimulating. Good, and then reverse that circle, going the other way. Squeeze down into that hip, relax the shoulders, drop your chin. Just squeeze down, pooling the blood there. And then we'll move into that hip opener. We're going to take that left hand to your left knee. Draw that left thigh bone right alongside the ribs towards your armpit, and then reach the right arm out to the side. Just pull it over as far over that feels comfortable for you. Good. Then make your way into the twist. Right hand on the outside of that left knee, and reach it over as you reach that left arm out to the side. Relax your shoulder. And then we'll take that and move with the breath. Inhale, coming up and over. Reach the right arm out, left thigh out to the left. And then the exhale takes you into the twist. Just moving back and forth. The movement is supporting your breath, so make sure that your focus, your priority, is the breath pattern. And the movement will follow that breath pattern, so it becomes slower, more nourishing. Good. One more time. Remember, we're following the body's cadence, not the mind. Good. And then come back to center. Take that right foot to the floor and then cross the left ankle right over that right knee. And then you got to bring in those couple things here. Glue your back, flex your foot, and then guide that left knee away from your body very gently. Three deep, slow breathing. Good, and then come into the a little stronger. We're going to interlace the hands beyond your right thigh or right shin, if that's better for you. And then just take that lateral motion very gently, side to side. Try to encourage that left knee away from your left shoulder a little bit. Just press it away. Maybe take that nice humming sound, which is so good for stress, anxiety. That vibration, soothing for the mind. Good, and then take that right foot to the floor, stay in that figure four shape, and just drop all the way over to the right. If you can hold on to that foot with your right hand, that would be great. If not, it's okay, but just try to keep your foot flat. Press the knee away and reach that left arm out to the side. This one is such a good one if you have any kind of inflammation in the piriformis, the deep in the hip area, if you have sciatic, low back, stress and tension. This is really good. Good, and then we have that interesting transition. Remember, we're doing this on the other side. So allow your knee to come into you a little bit, and then make your way into a fetal position on your right side. That's just a little bit nicer for your hip and low back. Let your knees come together, 90-degree angle. Bring your palms together, and then lift your head so that you can reach beyond that right hand onto the floor with your left. And then start your inhale. You're gonna reach forward and up, and then all the way out to the side. That's the full inhale. And then the exhale brings you all back together. Lift your head, reach beyond the fingers, and then start your inhale. Reaching up and all the way out. Reach out. Good, and just stay with that a couple more rounds on your own. Remember to synchronize your breath. Good, I can actually feel this even in my neck. Just a nice stretch in the neck. Let's do one more round here. Just opening and closing the door. And then keeping your fingertips on the floor beyond your right hand, and start to draw that line above your head. Let your head relax back and let the eye gaze look out towards the left fingertips as you stretch all the way out. Complete the circle and then start again. Take your fingertips to the floor, draw that line above your head, all the way out, all the way out. Let the shoulder drop back, as far back as you can. Do one more time. This actually is really nice, right? I mean, it feels so good. It's very relaxing. Nice way to start this Saturday. Good, you guys. And then make your way onto your back. Plant your feet underneath your knees and slide your heels a little closer in toward your butt. Okay, we're going to just bring a little bit of core here since we're here on our back. Just a little, just to get things kind of heated up. Okay, take your fingertips and reach between your knees. Lift your head and your shoulders, and I want you just to stay there with tension on your belly. From that place, take little pulses, reaching between the knees. Little pulses. But keep the tension on your belly. Don't release it and then come back into it. Keep the tension. Little pulses for 5, 3, 2, and then hold it there. Squeeze up, hold it, and then relax back, all the way back. Take the hands on your belly. Take a moment. Feels good. And then we're going to do that one more time. Okay, so lift up your head and shoulders, reach between your knees, hold the tension there, navel towards the back of your body, and then start your pulses. Five more. 4, 3, 2, hold it at the top. You should feel burning. That's good. And then relax back. Woo! Now come into bridge. Just peel your hips up, walk your shoulders a little closer together. Maybe you interlace the hands underneath you. But what I want you to do is get your shoulder blades closer together, get more on the back of the triceps, the back of the arms, and then press down as you lift everything else up, including your chin slightly. Good, and then lower down one vertebra at a time, nice and slow. Very nice. Take a moment just to feel. And then let's take our strap to the right ankle, right instep rather. Loop it around the instep, and then keeping your left leg either bent if you have low back issue or extend it long. Flex your foot, feel like you're standing on your legs in this horizontal position. And then we're just gonna move the strap, actually move the leg with the strap. Pull the leg towards you just a little bit and then away from you. So taking that forward and back movement to very gently open up the back of the legs. Forward and back. And then find your maximum where you really feel a nice stretch, but you're not too aggressive. There's got to be a balance there. Hold it there. 2 cycles of breath. And then taking your strap to the right hand, reach the right arm, right leg out to the right and left arm out to the left. Kicking through the heels of your feet. The practice will serve you a lot better if you can relax. Relax. Good. Inhale, come up, and then exhale, take it all the way over. Reaching the right arm out to the side, and right leg over to the left. Good, and then inhale, coming back up. And just let that right leg, or excuse me, keep your right leg there, take the strap away. Lift the left leg a couple of inches off the floor and then lift your head and shoulders up. Fingertips are spread, and just holding there. Yes, I know. And then relax all the way back, let the right leg extend down next to the left one. Shake out your legs. And then take your strap now to your left side. So we're going to spend most of our class today is going to be close to the floor, so we feel more grounded. And then once you have the strap around your instep, start to move forward and back with that leg. You may notice for sure one side will be tighter, so just go easy. Stay in observation, not judgment. Good, and then hold your maximum, relax your shoulders, take 3 cycles of breath. Good, and then take a hold of the strap, left hand, reach the right arm out to the side, left leg out to the left. Try to keep your right hip down, right calf down by flexing that foot, engage the muscles in that leg. One more breath. On your next in-breath, bring your leg back up through the center, and then grab a hold of the strap with your right hand and bring that left leg over to the right as you bring that left arm out to the left. So you're in this twist. this side, release the strap, keep your leg there, firm your legs, and lift the right leg just a couple of inches off the floor. Bring up the head and shoulders, spread your fingers, palms face up to receive the strength of this pose. Hold for another breath. And then release all the way down. Very good. Let's reach the arms back on the inhale, flex your feet. Take a nice big stretch there. And then bend both knees, wrap your arms around the front of your legs. So you might only get your wrist, maybe the forearms, or maybe some of you can reach for your elbows. The whole idea is to get really tight little ball. Lift up your head, nose towards your knees, squeeze the knees together, and then pull down with the thighs towards your belly, and push the belly into the thighs. Hold that, and then let the head relax back, but keep squeezing the thighs into the belly. This is so good for digestion, low back, specifically transverse colon. Tuck the chin, squeeze down, try to lengthen your tailbone down. Good, and then release the legs up towards the ceiling. So you don't have to have totally straight legs, just do the best you can. Bring the hands underneath your hips just a little bit for support. Flex your feet, relax your shoulders, okay? So listen carefully. Keep your ribs knitted back. That means your low back flat. As you exhale, lower the legs. And when that low back starts to lift, that's enough. Point the toes, and then inhale, lift the legs. That's the posture. Exhale, flex and lower. Push the low back flat as you lower the legs. Inhale, point and lift. So you might only be going down a couple of inches. Some of you might be going down all the way to hover your ankles, your feet off the floor a couple of inches. So, you know, you might be somewhere in between all of that, but just make sure that your low back stays flat. And your shoulders are relaxed as much as you can. This is all about the core. Keep going, you have about 30 more minutes. Ha ha ha. So just a little bit longer, just about 30 seconds longer here. Good, you should feel pretty good heat going on in the belly. Last 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Hug your knees into your chest. Circle the knees out, frog circles a few times, one direction, and then the other. Okay, very nice, you guys. Let's make your way onto your side. I'm going to stay mirroring you, so you can come onto your right side. Come onto your right side in this kind of reclined Buddha. We're going to target underneath this area, the serratus muscle, into the armpit area. Lots of intricate little muscles there. And it helps to open up our diaphragm, our breathing. Stimulates the liver and gallbladder meridian for detoxification. So I'm going to take my blanket and put it underneath my hip because the floor is pretty hard. You might want to do the same. Okay, so let's start with the elbow underneath the shoulder. So you look like this. Then I'm going to move my hips away from my elbow and then allow my ribs to melt towards the mat. Let the shoulder kind of come up a little bit too. You're kind of sinking, and you can just let the head relax. You should feel a stretch here. If you don't, adjust. Move your hips a little further away and relax. You're not holding yourself up. You're relaxing into this. Hopefully you feel this. It's really good. I've named this pose, I don't even know the name of it, but I've named it slouchy pose. because you're kind of slouching into it. It's not very often that we slouch in our postures, but this one seems perfect to call it that. So you're here for a little bit. You really got to give this some time to release. The second part, if you want to go there, is you can extend your top leg out to the side, out to the front of you. Relax it, relax it. And then you might want to lift up your underneath foot and hold on to it. Just hold on to it and let the foot relax into the hand. Your hand is just there as a little hook. You're not holding it, you're just relaxing it. And that's going to deepen this underneath part of your side body that we're targeting. If that's too much, just go back to the first step, first stage. It actually feels really good to release this here, side body. Sigh. Let go of that stress. Those intercostal muscles constricts our diaphragm, which constricts our breathing. So just try to let go. This definitely has more of the feel of a yin style for sure, this posture. Okay, if you have the foot, you can release it. And then bring your knees back together. And very gently, you're going to roll to your belly. Okay, and then just come into Sphinx pose. Take your elbows underneath your shoulders. Spread your toes back behind you. Stretch back. And then lift the chest forward. Up and forward. Hopefully that was clear. So your sternum is moving in the opposite direction as your feet, and your feet opposite direction as your sternum. So you're finding more stretch in the front of the body and then the low back. Good. And then come down onto your belly. We're going to take that same left arm, reach it out to the side, walk it away, and stack your hips, stack your shoulders from the side. And just allow your head to relax. You can stay with your legs stacking, or you can take that top leg and reach it way over behind you to get a little deeper twist. And I know you guys know by now that if you get into a pose and it's just not manageable for any length of time, then you know you've gone too far. So you just have to listen and respect your body, the boundaries, and then unplug it so that you can manage. Good, and then let's roll back onto the belly. Let's slide the hands under the shoulders and come into a child's pose. Hips back towards your heels, reach the fingertips forward. Let's take a little bit of movement here. So on the inhale, we're going to come up into table, lift the chest through cow pose, and then exhale, round the spine through cat pose. Take a few more cat-cows. Inhale. And exhale. I want you to really enjoy your cat-cows and a deeper breath as you move through this very simple movement. Good. On your next exhale, curl the toes, lift your hips up and back. Come into a down dog. Press through the heels, press through the hands. This should just feel really good. If you need it to be a little softer, open up the feet wider, bend your knees a little bit, but keep your nice long spine, nice long arms. And then we're gonna make our way into plank pose, upper push-up position. Hands under the wrist, and we're gonna hold here, okay, for about a minute. If you need to place the knees down, go ahead. And rejoin when you're ready. But such a good one to develop strength, overall strength. You'll notice that your first finger and your thumb tends to get light. So you want to seal it down, inner edges of the hands as well as the outer. Good, you're halfway there. Always feel free to take the knees down to rest and then rejoin when you're ready. Just about 10 more seconds. See if you can relax even when you're a little bit, challenged. And then take the knees down. Bring the arms back alongside the body. Let your forehead rest into child's pose. Sometimes you don't know how strong you are until you are challenged. Good. Let's reach the arms a little bit forward, stretch forward, reach the hips back. And then come on back in a tabletop, and then we're gonna circle the hips now. Circle the hips around and back together, all the way forward, around, out to the side. Just whatever circle feels good for you. It might be little, tiny circles, or do really big circles. And then go the other direction a few times. Lots and lots of benefits from doing the circles like this. It decompresses our lower back, it lubricates our hip joints, and also stretches your hip flexors. This is really good. All right, you guys, then we're gonna make our way onto our your left side, I believe it is. Whatever side you didn't do. So reclined, or not reclined, what is this? Yeah, reclined Buddha. Relaxed Buddha, hanging out. Okay, let's see what this side feels like. Elbow underneath the shoulder. And then already start to relax into it and see if you even need to move your hips away from your shoulder and elbow. I feel like I need a little bit more, so I'm gonna move my hips away. And then it's like you're bowing these underneath ribs. I think this is good for everybody, but I was thinking, especially you, Nancy, I was really thinking that this is good for you with some of the issues you have going on from time to time. But definitely everyone can benefit from this. And then if you decide you want to kick that top leg out and then catch your bottom foot, relax and melt those ribs down even more. This side, for me, feels so much tighter than the other side. You might notice that too, from one side to the other. Just a little bit longer, you guys. always try to hang in there and stay relaxed. Okay, nice. If you have the foot, release it very gently in transition. Roll back onto your belly for Sphinx. And then I want to offer seal. So if you want to go for a little deeper back bend, you can take the hands a little bit out to the side, more towards the corners of your mat, and then press the arms straight and relax the shoulder blades back and down. If this is too strong, just come right back down onto the forearms for Sphinx. It's perfect. But I do need to move my blanket down a little bit. What you don't want is to hike the shoulders up by your ears. This doesn't serve you. So you want to make sure that you're lifting your chest like a tortoise coming out of its shell. The head is going to reach up. Shoulder blades crawl down. Oh, feels so good. Okay, good. And then if you took that variation, come down to the forearms, and then we'll stretch the right arm out to the side. Stack your hips, stack your shoulders. And then if you want, take that top leg way over for a deeper twist. Good, you guys then come back onto your belly. We'll do Bhujangasana, a little flow. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders, fingertips in line with the tops of your shoulders. Remember, this is not a push-up, you guys, so take a look at me. You don't want it to look like this or like this. It's not a push-up. You're really using your back strength, your leg strength, so keep the shoulders relaxed, back and down. You're borrowing from the hands a little bit, but mostly it's your back and legs. And then come on down. Let's do two more like that. So inhale, peel up. You don't have to go up high. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, up. And exhale, lower. Very good. Push back through child's. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale through the mouth. And then let's make our way back into downward facing dog. And just take 5 deep breaths here, 5 cycles. Down dog has so many benefits. Physiologically, you're giving yourself a little inversion, nice big shoulder stretch. Nice hamstring, calf stretch. Good. And your organs get a nice rest. They're kind of dangling. Good. And then bring your feet out the width of your mat and walk your hands back, back, back towards Malasana squat pose. Or you can just take the elbows on the inside of your knees and push out. You just want to get an inner thigh, low back stretch here. Good. And then we're going to make our way into a forward fold at the back of your mat. So lift your hips up, walk your feet in so they're hip distance. You can bend those knees, you can use blocks, but try to relax your upper body, let your head go. Coming out with lots of awareness and integrity, so listen carefully. Press down through your big toe, where the toe meets the joint there, right at the base of the toe. Press down there. And then keeping that, press towards the outer heel. So you have those two connections, really firming the legs. Then bring your hands on your hips and come up with those 2 points of your feet, nice and connected. Nice flat back. I love working with those 2 points in the feet. They really help to stabilize the legs, which helps to support our spine. Okay, and then once you're in a standing position, let's reach the arms out and up towards the ceiling. Interlace the hands and flip the palms inside out. Lift up and take it over to the right so you get more side stretch on your left. And then inhale back through center and exhale up and over to the other side. Good. Inhale back up through center. Exhale, bend your knees with those 2 points of the feet. Come on down, forward fold. Keeping that with your feet. Inhale, lift and lengthen your spine. Reach forward. Bring your hands to your shins or on blocks, but just reach the chest forward. And then exhale, fold back in. We're gonna rise again. Big toe mound, outer heel pressing down. Lift up, inhale. Interlace the hands, turn the palms inside out, lift up and take it over to the right. Exhale. Inhale back through center, take it up and over to the left. Exhale. Inhale, center, exhale, swan dive. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through the heart, the spine, halfway, and then exhale, fold back down. Hands on the hips, press down through those feet, and come on up with a nice flat back. Take a moment and just feel your body. Feel the energy. Close down your eyes. And then let's take a nice wide straddle stretch here. Reach the arms out. And open up the legs a little bit wider than your hips. Turn your right toes to face forward. Lengthen from your waist so your legs are straight and strong. Just reach out. Stay here. And then look back towards your fingertips and we're gonna reach back. Reach back. Good. One more time, look forward, reach forward. And then one more time, reach back, reach back. Now stay back. Take that left hand on your thigh and reach the right arm up and over into this kind of reverse Trikonasana. Good. And then inhale, come up, firm your legs, lengthen again from your waist and come into triangle pose. So that hand, the bottom hand, can come down far or just keep it up high. As long as your hips are in line, your shoulders are stacked, you don't want to lean forward and lose all that integrity. So just go to your own degree, your own range. Good, and then bring your hand on your hip. Look down, bend your knee, and start to shorten up your stride. And then maybe you bring your hand to a block, but start to lift that back leg up, flex the toes, and then maybe you just lower it back down again. Good, inhale, lifting up, and exhale, maybe lowering back down. Maybe you catch it a little bit longer, half moon pose, flex your foot, stack your shoulders. Yeah, and if you fall, it's okay, just keep trying. But your big toe and that outer heel is going to help you stabilize the pose. So try to connect to those 2 points. Good. Bend in your standing knee to come back to warrior 2. How'd you guys do? Take the forearm on the thigh and stretch that top arm over the ear. And now circle that arm in front of the face along your body and back up. And just take 2 more big circles in that shoulder. Breathing in as you reach up, breathing out as you circle down. Good, and then on your next inhale, come on up. Turn your feet parallel.
Lift up and lengthen, reach up, and then exhale, come all the way down, center stretch. Feel free to bend your knees.
And we'll just take a moment here, this really nice hamstring stretch, a little inversion. Good, and then bend your knees and bring your elbows on the inside of your knees.
Push the knees out. Oh, it feels so good. Okay, now hollow out like a cat back. Pull the navel in, hollow out, let the head drop, and then roll up one vertebra at a time. Reach the arms out and up towards the ceiling, touch the palms, let your head drop back. And then let the arms come out to the side and turn your now left toes to face out. Okay, so you have the nice heel to heel alignment here. I'm gonna move my floppy pants so I can see. And then lengthen back, look back. We're just getting some space in our waist here. And then look forward, reach forward. And then one more time, reaching back. One more time, reaching forward. And then this time when you reach back, stay reaching back. Very lightly place the hand on your leg. Reach that right arm or left arm up and back. If I'm mirroring you. Oh, it's such a good stretch. And then come all the way through Trikonasana, lengthen from the waist. And come on down, triangle pose. So you have about 5 breaths here to just let your body adapt. Feel your feet, just breathe. Triangle works every single muscle in the body, but don't let it work your jaw muscles. Relax your face. And then place the right hand on your waist, look down, and then now you know what we're doing. We're gonna come into the balancing pose. A block is great here. Make sure your toes don't turn in, but they stay facing forward. And then you can lift up and lower as much as you need to, whoa, until you find a little balance there. Just keep practicing. You might hold it a split second longer than before. Good, and then bend your left knee to step back to Warrior Two. It's okay if that wasn't graceful. And then we'll take that form on the thigh, stretch the top arm over the ear, and then just circle that arm in that shoulder. Good, and then go ahead and place the hands to frame your left foot. Roll them onto your back toes and then take your back knee down for a low lunge. We're going to be here just for a few breaths. You can use blocks underneath your hands here. Just try to get some length to your spine. Lift up across your chest. And then we're going to shift back into Ardha Hanumanasana, half split pose. Flex your toes. Breathing in, lift your chest. Breathing out. Maybe deepen your stretch. Good, and then come all the way back through that low lunge. And then let's take a little vinyasa. So take your knees down underneath your sit bones, hands under the shoulders. Lower yourself, maybe Ashtanga Namaskar, lower down all the way. And then take your cobra pose or upward facing dog if you'd like. Inhale. And back into child's pose. Exhale. Take a breath or two here. And then let's come up
to step your right foot forward in between your hands for low lunge. Give yourself a little time here. Breathe deeply. Everything is better after yoga. Yoga helps with everything that we do in our life. Everything. Yoga is life. And then let's shift back into Ardha Hanuman. Flex your toes. One more breath. Remember, the inhale always gives you the opportunity to find a little more space in your spine, in your body. And then the exhale will allow that space to maybe start to deepen into that stretch a little bit more, into that space you created. And then let's come back through that low lunge. Good. And we'll step back into table, or this time if you want to do plank pose, then you can do Chaturanga Dandasana, lower down all the way to your belly. And then let's bend our knees, grab the toes. If you're not doing bow pose, you can do Shalabhasana, which is this one. Legs back, arms back, and flying. This is great for building strength in your spine. If you're doing the full bow, grab your toes, make sure the knees are in line with your hips. And then on your inhale, press your pelvis down and start to kick back. The kick is the engine. It's what's gonna open up your chest and your shoulders. And then very gently lower yourself down. Place the hands underneath your forehead. Take a prone Shavasana here. Relax. If you want, you can bend your knees and windshield wiper your legs. So now that you've been moving a little bit and kind of got some of that stagnation out of the body and out of the mind, you have a lot more clarity, a lot more space. Start to contemplate what you want to bring in this year as a self-care practice. What do you want to do more of to support your health, to support your well-being so that you can spread that out to others? It's so important. Your health depends on mine, and my health depends on yours. I mean, it's so important. We're all connected. We can't forget that. And then let's make your way back into child's pose. And just allow that practice to take hold. Good, and then let's find our way onto your back. Get your blocks, maybe one or two if you want. It depends on how high you want to bring your hips. I'm going to take my block on the mama level. You guys ever showed you that? So this is the baby level, this is the mama level, and then this is the papa level. So if you only have one block, you can still, get those levels. And I'm going to use the mama level. So I'm going to place that underneath my sacrum. You choose your level. And then optional is to stretch your legs out in front of you. That really gives you a nice supported back bend by opening up your whole front body. But any pain in the low back, please don't do it. Just bend your knees, place the soles of the feet down. And all you need to do here, you guys, is just relax, let go. Follow your breath. for me, I am working on trying to simplify some things. So, maybe you're relating to that. What do you need to simplify for this new year? And what ingredients are you going to put in for your life this year? And then from here, let's take the legs up towards the ceiling. Let the ankles stack over the knees and the knees over the hips. And this is a very, very grounding and calming, but kind of paradoxically, it's energizing. It's kind of what's interesting about it. How can it be calming and energizing at the same time? That's yoga, right? We want a balanced energy, calm mind, calm spirit. We don't want that ungrounded espresso energy, right? The kind that you get from having too much coffee. We don't want that kind of energy. We want grounded, calm, relaxed energy, steady energy. To maximize these inversions, we're just going to stay a little bit longer. Beautiful job. And then take the soles of the feet down. Take a moment there. You're going to feel the blood rushing into the legs. That's awesome. That's fresh, oxygenated, nutrient-filled blood to our legs. And then you can release the block out from underneath you, and let's come into happy baby pose. Take a little bit of movement, whatever feels right for you. Good, you guys, and then we'll transition into a Shavasana, but stick around. Try not to click out of the class right now because I do have a special practice after 2 minutes of Shavasana, so if you have the time, stay with me. And this is one way I can get you to actually take your Shavasana, right? Make sure you take 2 minutes of rest, it's so important. Okay, so I'm gonna set a timer. I want you guys just to get comfortable and give yourself this permission to just let go. No efforts, nothing to do, nowhere to be, but resting for 2 minutes.
fast as 2 minutes. So as you're ready, take your time. Come up into a seated position, meditation seat. You could sit in a chair, you can sit on a blanket. We're just going to spend just a few moments here with this brain exercise. Do you guys remember? I think I did this with you guys. I can't remember which class I did it with, but I think it's a really good one. So I'm going to get a little closer to you. Did that feel good, you guys? Awesome. Yeah. Okay, so remember this. Take your, whichever hand, it doesn't matter, but if you want to mirror me, this will be your right hand. And then bring your thumb and your first finger together. And then on your left hand, bring your pinky finger and your thumb together. Okay? And you're just going to press into each finger. You're going to move up the hand on this one and move down the hand on this one. So you just follow the fingers. And you should be on opposite fingers pattern, right? And just keep going. Reverse it when you complete. And then see if you can do it without looking. And then see if you can speed it up. And before you know it, you're gonna realize, oh, I'm on the same finger. Oh no, gotta start over. So this is really good for the brain. I forget all of the details, the scientific details of it, but it's just really good for, I think, the neuroplasticity of the brain. So just being able to do something different on one hand, and then you can speed it up and see how you do. I love this. This is great around the holidays too, when you have people around and you want to just get everybody doing this. It's kind of fun. Keep going. Do it a couple more times. See, I just messed up. There. Isn't that interesting? Is that hard? At first, huh? Like really makes you think. You really have to think. Okay, you guys, I'm going to end with my favorite quote. It's the life measured quote. It's a Buddha quote. And I think I've shared with you guys before, but it's been a long time. At the end of our journey, at the end of our life's journey, life's measured. How much you loved. How gently you lived. And how easily you let go of things that are not meant for you. That one makes me want to fall off the chair. I mean, that's so powerful, right? How gently you lived, how much you loved, and how easily you let go of things that are not meant. So with that, with so much love for you all, pick one self-care practice and implement it. Start doing it. And if you don't do it one day, guess what? You get another day to start again. Every day is a new day to begin again. Namaste. Love you guys.